Transcenders. Today I want to talk to you about self-mastery and becoming the best version of ourselves. And a part of it is bringing out our shadow self into the light. As we live in this duality, the light and darkness, we do good things and bad things throughout our lives. And the good things we always try to keep in the forefront of our mind. But the shadow, the darkness, the mistakes that we've done, sometimes we push it way deep inside and we bury it. Because in certain scenarios, avoidance is so much simpler, so much easier to do. But the more we avoid something, the more powerful we make it. We might not think of it in our conscious mind, but our subconscious mind never sleeps. It's always active. And by keeping it in the dark, by avoiding it, it's almost like tying a 45-pound plate onto your hip and you're trying to run a marathon. It will slow you down and kind of hinder your progress in life, because it's always running that scenario in the back of your mind. And even if you told yourself a story that makes it untrue, in reality, in the full-on truth, it will hold you back. So it's very important for us to dive deep into our darkness, the mistakes that we've made, things that made us shameful or guilty, and things that happened to us that weren't in our favor. Again, the avoidance might be easy, but throughout life, it will hold us back. So it's very important to bring it out into light. And in certain scenarios, we're not even aware of it. So the first step would be trying to figure out what that is that we're holding back, that we've buried deep inside. And the best way to figure this out is by writing or journaling in that sense. Journaling without any judgment, without really using our conscious mind, but just writing without stopping. And as you ask yourself some questions and write them down, you can see that things get into the paper, things that we've not thought about in a while, things that we've done, things that happened to us, and it will be hard to think about. It will create uncomfort, but again, it's very important for us to dive into it. And you don't have to think about all of them at one time. Take it step by step. Once you figure out an issue that you've buried deep inside, shed some light onto it and see how you can fix that and how you can come into acceptance with it. Avoidance isn't going to help the situation. As time passes by, it becomes stronger and stronger, and it will come out in one way or another. The earlier you figure this out, bring awareness to it, and get closer to acceptance, of course, true acceptance, because in certain scenarios we might feel like we've accepted the truth, but a similar situation happens to us and we feel similar emotions towards it. So the idea is not perfection, but as we're on this journey of becoming the best version of ourselves and self-mastery, it's very important to train ourselves to react in different ways, in more optimal ways. As you dive deep into your shadow self, uncomfortability will be a part of it. Like, the more you put practice into it, the more you work towards true acceptance, then we start shedding the weight that we put onto ourselves, onto our conscious mind, but also onto our subconscious mind. So we start operating more optimally. And once we're in full acceptance of ourselves and the things that happen to us, the issues that we created in our lives, then we create more space for expansion and for growth. And the idea is pure growth. We want to know ourselves so well and well enough so that we are operating at a high level, the most optimal level. And a part of it is also we create peace in our lives. And as like attracts like, as we have more peace with ourselves and things that happen to us, then we move into more peace and more happiness and more growth. And it's about infinite growth. There's always things that we can improve on. There is always something that we can learn. And becoming the best version of ourselves is in that journey, in that path. So I encourage you to look deep down inside, things that we've buried, our shadow self, things that we're ashamed of or feel guilty about. Bring them and shed some light onto them. And once we do that, we become more peaceful, more effective, and more happier human beings. On this journey of self-mastery and becoming the best version of ourselves, I encourage you to also look into that duality of light and darkness. Shed light onto the darkness, and you will be on the right path of self-mastery. Thank you for listening, and I hope these tips and ideas have been helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video.